Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the aftermath video. Obviously, I went live as soon as the trade was reported, but Amari Cooper will no longer be a Dallas Cowboy. He has been traded to the Cleveland Browns for a 2022 fifth-round selection, and the Cowboys and the Browns swapped sixth-round picks. Okay, so Dallas moves up a bit in the sixth round. They get a fifth-round pick. So after looking at the trade, it's still a stupid trade in my opinion, okay? And I'm going to get into why in just a second and why the Cowboys really screwed themselves. But before I do that, if you could like the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. It doesn't take too long to do, along with hitting that big red button and subscribing if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. So the Cowboys are making this very, very much so a situation to where they're continuously trying to get on my nerves, and they definitely did the other day. And then the reason I'm a bit perturbed is because it's not that the fact that Cooper is no longer on the team. It's okay, thanks for all he did. I get it. If you want to move on, that's fine. It's the fact that you purposely went out of your way to not target him. You went out of your way to smear him through the media. You went out of your way to say, well, we're going to just cut him if we don't get a trade partner. And you got a fifth-round pick out of it. And everyone's laughing at you, deservedly so, because you could have gotten more. You definitely could have gotten more. And the fact is that, sure, the Cowboys don't have to worry about the whole contract, which is cool and all. Now you have to re-sign Michael Gallup. Now, I'm not sure when this video comes up if Michael Gallup is signed or not. Reportedly, the money is there. It's just they have certain contractual disagreements on how it's set up. So I would say if you bring back Michael Gallup, but, apparently Cedric Wilson's out of their price range, you're going to need to get a receiver. And I'm going to just say this, the Dallas Cowboys need to stop conducting this business because it is not healthy for the organization. We could blame, it's the quarterback's fault that Amari Cooper didn't get all the targets. Well, that's bullshit, to put it lightly, because Amari Cooper has been your most productive receiver with your quarterback, and, he's the reason why Dak Prescott managed to take a massive leap in his career. Yeah, we want to give this bullshit excuse that, Dak can't get him the ball and this kind of shit when he was the highlighted player. It was when the whole vaccination crap came up and him talking about Kellen Moore and the way that we don't call certain plays. That's when you started to see them purposely diminish his value. And don't give me that bullshit. I'm sick and tired of Cowboys fans being like, well, the Joneses really know what they're doing. They got rid of a player and you got a bunch of caps, which they're not going to spend it on anything. Mess me on that bullshit. They're not going to re-sign, they're not going to bring anybody in here worth shit. Okay? The fact is that the Cowboys could easily have not released Cooper. They could have easily gone through many ways to ensure that he stayed on the team, but they got rid of him because I think that they're trying to do something for 2023, and I think that is they're trying to give room for the next coach, whether it be, in my opinion, assuming that the season is in a, assuming the season's bad, I think it's going to be either Kellen Moore or Sean Payton. I'm going to go straight on the record and say this. If Kellen Moore is the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, I will not be making any more videos. I will retire from YouTube, and the reason I'm saying that is because Kellen Moore, I understand it's not his fault. There are things upstairs that are handcuffing him, but the fact is just like you've done this before with Jason Garrett, the homegrown guy that's the wonder kid. If we're going to go back and do this shit again, I don't want to take my time and waste any form of effort to recover the team. I'm not trying to do that shit. So if Kellen Moore, especially if it's like on some bullshit too, if Kellen Moore's the next head coach of the Cowboys, I'm not going to bother doing this stuff anymore. I'm not wasting my time. Okay? Doesn't mean that Sean Payton would make it any better. Doesn't mean, because at the end of the day, there's only so much that the coaching staff can do. There's only so much that the players can do. If your front office can't handle not getting caught with their pants down, if your front office doesn't know when to sign players when they should, that is not a player's fault that they can't match the contract or some other bullshit that the Joneses like to push. And most Cowboys fans eat it up. And whether you agree with me or not, that's one thing. But we can for certain say this. 2022 is officially a soft reboot, rebuild year. No matter how you put it. Now, that does not mean that they will not win the division. That does not mean they can't make the playoffs. All that means is do not expect any form of contention. And now we're hearing the bullshit about CeeDee Lamb. Oh, can he be a number one? And then they're going to say the same shit about Micah Parsons. It's the same goddamn thing. You let the player do his thing, then you run him through the mud because you don't want to pay him what they're worth early enough so that you're at the last minute trying to sign him to some bullshit contract and then you end up cutting him later down the line. Fuck that shit. If that happens to Micah, I can't take this shit anymore. Because a lot of this, like, you have really talented players, and I understand that, players, fall off, they get old, I get that, but I'm not wanting to waste my time when it's Groundhog Day. Like, it's the same stuff over and over again, and you're acting like everything's A-okay. Like, there are all these Cowboys fans that are trying to spin this as a good move for the Cowboys. Oh, all we got to do is we got to sign these guys, and then all we got to do is draft these guys, and then we're going to be ready to go. No, stop. Just stop. That is not what's going to happen next year. What's going to happen is the Cowboys will be good enough to get into the playoffs. They'll get bounced either in round 1 or round 2, and they're going to be like, well, we just got to do a couple of things. I'm done with it, guys. I am done dealing with we're just this close. No. Until they show me, regardless of who they bring in here, regardless of how they spend money, until they get the job done, they ain't doing shit. Oh, Space, you're being so negative. Oh, Space. The fuck am I supposed to do? You want me to just blow smoke up your ass and expect you guys to just take it and be like, oh, all we got to do is that. I'm done with that. The Cowboys had a nice window open for them last season, and they did not take advantage of it. Rather than them just moving some money around, re-signing their guys, and trying to run this shit back because they felt they were that close, they want to go into a soft rebuild. They want to trade everybody, cut everybody, and, sure, they made moves that I like, and cutting Greg Zuerlein and cutting Blake Jarwin sucks to him. But I'm not going to be any way, shape, or form convinced that 2022 is going to be a year that, the Cow... And another thing that I want to make this clear, and, I don't give a shit if you want to tag people in this. If there are these NFC East content creators on YouTube, Twitter, that want to just stroke the Cowboys and act like, oh, look what the Cowboys are doing. Listen, I do not talk about the other teams in the NFC East, and it's just funny to me how I see either Eagles, Giants, or Washington Commander fans that I want to be like, oh, Cowboys are doing this, Cowboys are doing... I'm not... Fuck that, And they want to say that, oh, you guys are not relevant, yet you talk about us all the time, so get the fuck out of here. So look, if there's anything that you could take away from today's video, the Dallas Cowboys did everything imaginably wrong with this Cooper situation. Yes, they got something for it rather than nothing, but it's pretty much nothing. You name the last time the Cowboys had a 5th-round selection that actually panned out. There hasn't been. So yeah, I try not to be super pessimistic, but at the end of the day, Cowboys aren't really doing me any favors here. So again, Cowboys, you have to win me back. You guys have to prove to me that you ain't bullshitting people. And no, after the draft, even if you get all the players that I love, I ain't going to be doing shit. I'm still going to be like, all right, you got to prove it to me. And this has nothing to do with the players. This has nothing to do with the coaches. This has everything to do with the front office. If you're going to continue to conduct business as usual, I'm not saying this would be me. But there are people my age. They're starting to check out. They really are starting to check out. They are not biting what Stevens try to feed them. Fatigue is setting in and apathy is starting to boil over. In the conversations I've had with people behind the scenes, my age, just so you know. Like I've heard people say, listen, this ain't it. And, you know, there are going to be people who's like, well, if you don't like it, then don't watch it, or some other bullshit. And it's like, yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm not here to tell you who you can or can't root for, but at the end of the day, and I know I've said that so many times because Steven's got me trained to say that. But, you know, we act like, you know, these players that leave and they complain about something that happened, whether it be Beasley, Dez, and they talk about how the team just did something stupid. And then we want to act like, oh, they're full of shit. But all we did was prove them correct, ladies and gentlemen. And I hate that. So I'm going to let you guys sit with that. We'll have a mock draft coming Monday. Still 3-round. We'll see how things go. But this Cooper situation just throws everything off. We got to wait to see if Gallup gets brought back, which odds are he will be back. If we bring him back and it's on a 13 to 15 year deal, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. That I can guarantee. If we bring back a Gallup making just what what's his face Amari made, dude, I don't know what to say. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.